for the leader of the defense?
I would like to think so. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to think so. I just, do it by my actions and stuff, and talk when I need to talk. Yeah.
When do you need to talk?
A lot of times I have to talk. Encourage guys, get things right, get people set up, do a lot of things. So whenever I need to, I will.
He also said you and Steele have solidified things that Linebacker mentioned it a couple times, really talked you guys up. But what do you feel like you've done and your partner there have done to solidify things at Linebacker?
I think, just doing our job, I think that's important. For any really player on defense is to do your job and trust others in front of you and behind you. Yeah.
I'm sure it's nothing that he doesn't tell you guys personally, but how does it feel like when, I know you haven't heard the comments yourself, but like when you hear Jim Knowles talking you up like that personally, how's that feel for you, Tommy?
It's good, yeah. I like Coach Knowles, so anything that he says, I trust him, and it's nice. It's cool, good to hear, I guess. Yeah.
Did you have a black stripe when you moved like that?
I did, yeah. Chip trained him. Good guy.
What did you think the coaches saw to make that happen?
He's a grinder. He works hard every single day. He's just first year back at linebacker. He's doing a phenomenal job. He's a dependable dude, accountable, and he's gonna make the play when his number's called.
With the challenges you guys had sometimes at linebacker last year, how did that experience kind of make this a much deeper room this year?
I think a lot of people got reps, so those game reps are important. A lot of guys in the linebacker room have game reps, and they've seen many plays and seen different offenses, been in different games and stuff. So we're very deep, and we have very accountable guys to put in and whenever we need.
From the beginning of last year to the end, obviously in the Tulsa game, I think you played, maybe the most outstanding linebacker and receiving tackles. And then at the Rose Bowl, you guys receiving tackles. How do you think you developed between those two games?
Trusting myself and playing with more confidence is a big thing. Yeah.
Can you describe, Tommy, how you feel right now compared to last year at this time? Like, you knew you were going to have a big role in the defense last year at this time, but now with the year starting under your belt, coach saying things like you've helped solidify the linebacking core, calling you a leader. How do you feel? Do you feel differently and how do you feel differently from last year at this time?
I'd say I feel confident. Not only confident in myself, but my confidence comes from the D-line and the DBs. The off-season of working, the spring ball, everything. It's knowing that I'm going to do my job and they're going to do their job, and that's where my confidence comes from.
What about the scheme? Because not to throw the previous coaches under the bus, but a lot of us have said maybe some of that wasn't on the players last year. Maybe that was scheme. What about the scheme this year? How do you feel about that?
Scheme's good. Scheme's good. Yeah. Players gotta play, but the scheme's good too. So.
Coach Knowles just talking about you. He said you rarely make mistakes. How does that make you feel when that's what your coach and defensive coordinator says about you?
I think mistakes are necessary for learning too. So I don't go out there to not make mistakes. I go out there to play as fast as I can and as hard as I can. So I know those mistakes are going to come, and I'm taking mistakes as learning experience rather than trying to avoid them. So.
What can you describe maybe your process a little bit of what you do to prepare yourself to have a full understanding of the defense and to prepare yourself to have a full understanding of your opponents? What's your process like as you try to become an expert in what you're doing out there?
Yeah, I think knowing my job first is key, is knowing what I have to do first. I think that's where it should start every time. Know your job, and then you can play off your opponent, because once you know your job, you can play as fast as you can. And yeah, that's how I say it should be.
Is there other linebackers that were played at Ohio State before, they're in the NFL right now or whatever, that you'd like to watch them to say, like, I just admire this guy's game or the way he operates on the field?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of those guys that when I was a freshman and sophomore, like Pete, Malik, and Hilly. You know, those were all great linebackers that I looked up to, and they all played differently,
Yeah.
and they all had different styles of playing. But I could kind of take one thing from each of them and, you know, try to bring that to me. You know.